So, what if you could have a really deep conversation with someone, but without saying a single word? That's the whole idea behind this fascinating card game called SYNK Plus. It's played in almost complete silence, and get this, the goal isn't to win, it's to connect on a completely different level.
This simple phrase is pretty much the entire foundation of the game. And it's a powerful idea, right? It's asking us to just step away from all the constant noise, the chatter, and just trust that connection can happen through sensing and intuition, not just through talking. It's all about finding meaning in those quiet moments we're always so quick to fill.
And really, this is the question that sparked the whole thing. I mean, think about it for a second. We're so conditioned to see silence as awkward, right? As this void that we just have to fill. But SYNC Plus completely flips that on its head. It says, hey, what if silence isn't a void at all? What if it's the actual space where a totally different, maybe even deeper, kind of communication can happen?
Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this actually work in practice? Well, the first thing we gotta do is just throw out our usual ideas of what a game even is. This has nothing to do with strategy or competition. It's all about tuning into something much more internal, Something way more intuitive.
And this is really the heart of it. The whole point is to pull you out of your overthinking analytical brain and drop you right into the present moment. The goal isn't to rack up points. Nope. It's just to notice your own inner state and maybe, just maybe, get a little glimpse of what's going on inside the person sitting across from you.
So really, playing this game is less about entertainment and much more about practice. Think of it like a workout for skills we almost never focus on. We're talking about making intuitive decisions, actually communicating nonverbally, staying locked into the present moment, and really learning to attune to our own emotions and the emotions of others.
All right, so the big question, how do you actually play a game in silence? It might sound complicated, but honestly, the core mechanic is incredibly simple. It really all just boils down to a single basic round.
And here it is. This is the entire engine of the game. It's so simple. You each have a hand of cards, you silently look them over, and you choose just one, the one that really resonates with how you're feeling right in this moment. You place it face down. Then you flip them over at the exact same time. That's it. Simple as that. That's a whole round.
But the real magic, well, it's not in choosing the card. It's in the reveal. That's the moment of truth. This is when you find out if you found a sync, a real point of connection. And what's really cool is that this connection can actually show up in a few different ways.
Okay, first up, you've got the perfect sync. This happens when you both play a card from the same energy category. For example, maybe you both felt a flow energy or a spark of excitement. And it's that wild little moment of confirmation where you realize, without a single word, that you are both in the exact same headspace. So cool. Then there's what's called a soft sync. Now, with this one, your cards might be from totally different energies, but they share a common visual shape. Maybe both cards have a spiral on them, or a sharp, angular pattern. It kind of suggests you weren't feeling the exact same thing, but your emotions were moving in a similar, parallel way.
But this next one, this might be the most brilliant part of the whole game, the wild sync. This is what happens when your cards don't match at all. In any other game, this is a miss, right? You just move on. But here, a mismatch is reframed as an invitation. It's an opportunity to finally break the silence and find out why you were in such different places.
And this is exactly how that conversation gets started. After a wild sync, the game gives you these simple prompts to get you talking. And it's usually when you're answering these questions that the deepest insights come out. You finally get to learn what your partner's choice really meant, what it reveals about their inner world at that moment.
But look, the classic two-player experience is really just the beginning. This game is designed to be so much more versatile than that, because it's not just a tool for connecting with other people, it's also a really powerful way to connect with yourself.
So you have these two main modes, and they offer completely different experiences. You've got the classic mode, which is that silent dialogue for connecting with someone else, but then you have solo mode, which turns the whole deck inward. It basically transforms it into a personal mindfulness practice, a really simple way to check in with your own energy every day.
And this solo practice has some surprising depth. You're not just pulling a card at random. You can use these specific layouts or spreads, and each one is designed to guide your reflection on a different part of your life. Anything from finding what grounds you to mapping out your own personal growth.
And the game also expands outward, beyond just one-on-one connection. There's a group mode, which transforms it into this fascinating tool for groups, families, friends, even work teams. It lets everyone silently check in and explore their collective energy.
which is a really cool way to build empathy.
Okay, and this is where SYNK Plus really goes from being just an interesting card game to something honestly pretty profound. Because beyond just personal use, it's actually being adopted as a serious tool by therapists, coaches, and all sorts of professional facilitators.
I mean, just listen to this quote from a licensed therapist. They said, "I use SYNK Plus in every couple session now. It gets to the heart of the issue faster than 20 minutes of verbal processing." Wow. So professionals are finding that these cards can just cut right through those circular arguments and all the intellectual defenses and get straight to the emotional core of an issue way faster than talking alone can.
So, why is it so effective in a professional setting? Well, it's because it's actively teaching these crucial emotional skills. For example, it helps build emotional literacy by giving people visual symbols for feelings that are just really hard to put into words. And it develops cognitive flexibility by teaching them to see a mismatch not as a failure, but as a chance to learn something new about each other.
And the applications are just incredibly broad, spanning so many different fields. We're seeing it used in couples therapy, of course, but also in executive and life coaching, and even in schools for social emotional learning. It's even being used as this really gentle tool in trauma-informed care, giving people a safe, nonverbal way to connect. And ultimately, that's what this is all about. It's not about points, it's not about winning. It's really just a beautifully designed practice to help us remember a fundamental human skill: how to simply sense each other and be present together beyond all the noise.
So that kind of leaves us with a final question to think about in our own lives, right? What's the most important thing you can't say with words? This whole game is just a beautiful reminder that the space between our words isn't empty at all. It might just be where the most important connections are waiting to be found.